All right, the Bungie livestream was yesterday, and we had a ton of info drop, but Josh Hamrick, the guy that was in the Trilby hat, had a lot more information to give out on Twitter. A bunch of people were asking him questions, and he was responding for the better part of 12 hours yesterday. So I've gone through his Twitter timeline, almost 24 hours later, and picked out a bunch of stuff for new info that you guys didn't hear about in the stream. First off, Mesa Sean ended up asking him, are the vendors in the tower getting a refresh on weapons and roles? And yes, they actually are. They are actually getting reset weekly. So after this patch, weapons will reset every single week. That's crazy. That's going to be awesome. Looks like I'll be doing vendor reset videos. Anyway, you should probably go pick up the vendor palindrome role, like right now. If you haven't already, it's basically the best hand cannon that you can get right now, and I highly doubt we'll see anything better. Who knows? But yeah, you better go pick that up. And look forward to weekly reset videos from a lot of your favorite YouTubers. Next up, Titosterone asks, will Touch of Malice and Outbreak Prime get elements or stay kinetic? So elemental burns, will they be on Touch of Malice and Outbreak Prime? No, they are staying kinetic as they are, which is fine because there are a ton, and I mean a ton, of new elemental primaries coming with this patch. These other two, they do what they do really good already. They don't really need elemental burns. I can see why people would want them. I would want them as well, but we're getting a ton of other new ones. We can deal with it. Mikey G asks, do the Vault of Glass armor pieces look like year one versions without the ornaments on? And yes, they do. And same also gets applied to the Crota's end armor. So there are a ton of effects on the new armor. And, you're like, okay, so do those effects not apply when we don't have the ornaments on? But no, it actually reverts to year one when we don't have the ornament on, which is pretty damn cool. So lots of armor set possibilities. How will perks be handled for the Adept Kingsfall weapons? There are 4 different versions. So Kingsfall is one of the unique raids in that there are a bunch of different roles on the weapons, 4 different possibilities of like the end perks. And people thought, okay, so are the exotic primaries going to have 4 different possible roles? That's kind of weird. But no, Josh says those perks will be chosen. Awesome, because I would hate to get one of the exotic primaries that I really love and make it have a crap perk on it. So, cool. How will we require Vex and Necrochasm? Vex, Josh says, will be standardly acquired by boss drops. It will be an RNG drop from Atheon. Necrochasm apparently has a new quest for it. So instead of, maybe, we don't know if you're still going to need the Crux of Crota. We don't know if you're going to have to get a Husk of the Pit. We don't know what's going to happen with Necrochasm. We don't know how we're going to really obtain it, but apparently there's going to be some new quest line associated with it. So that's awesome. Can't wait to go do that. Final thing here, are any other buffs and nerfs happening that weren't discussed on the stream? Yes. Astrocyte Verse is getting buffed. That was the Warlock helmet that doesn't do anything. And by doesn't do anything, it actually only currently gives +3 recovery when you blink, which that's not a hell of a lot, especially if you if you're never really going to see the difference. It's a couple of frames. But a +7 difference, which is what it's getting buffed to, is a very, very big difference. That is huge. So, cool. Really happy to see that helm finally getting some sort of usefulness, which, I don't know, that will be interesting. Will Blink be worth using if they undo the recovery nerf, and then Astrocyte Verse has this helm on it, or this buff on it? People that use Blink, you can tell me later. I don't use Blink. An anti-exploit fix for Rescue Mag will also be implemented. Basically, Rescue Mag is a perk when on special weapons, and you have that, you have your weapon out, you get damaged, into the red, you end up refilling your magazine, which in a PvP special ammo economy, where special ammo is very scarce, that's bad. That's really easy to exploit. So basically people were using a grenade to get themselves low and then taking fall damage, and that would cause them to get their ammo back. So glad that exploit's getting fixed. I don't think I ever had that used on me, but it should be fixed nonetheless. Okay, these last two things here, the shotgun in-air change and rangefinder change. Long story short, Duncan S. did a really great video, like kind of documenting all the changes, and turns out the in-air accuracy change that we thought shotguns got wasn't applied. Same thing with the rangefinder change. The inconsistencies that we're seeing with shotguns now in air is actually part of kind of a global change to shotgun pellets, I believe is how it was worded. It's a pretty complicated issue, but shotguns will have their in-air accuracy, further reduced, and then rangefinder, the change that happened to that will also go into effect because it apparently never did. So thank you very much to Josh Hamrick for being on a roll with all of these little tidbits of information on the Twitter sphere, Twitterverse. I hate that word. You've been doing a fantastic job. Thank you all for watching this video. Hopefully the patch notes contain even more juicy info, or maybe Josh will just tell us all about it before it even drops, which is pretty cool of him. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.